Hey, looks like we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. I'm sure that this time we are okay. I'm not 100% sure, so I need some kind of feedback. Is there anybody out there, anyone? Because I can't seem to find. I don't see anybody. Let me see if let me check in another computer or in my phone to see if we are live. If we are live, someone knock on my door. Please, someone knock on my door. Let me see. I'm going to check on my phone before I make a fool of myself like yesterday. Yes, here we do have someone. Okay, so I don't even have to check. I don't even have to check. All right, perfect. All right, so now you've seen this yesterday, the video, and I'll say hello too. And this is really all for the question in A. So there you are. I see Rhonda. Yeah. Hello, Rhonda. Yeah. And we've got Rebecca here. Rebecca, let me see, where is the, there you go, Rebecca. I can't see the writing. Amber, there you go. Okay. Uh-huh. Fine, there you go. Slowly but surely I'm getting everybody. Okay, so here we are. Yes, I am up and live. Yeah. So I imagine that you may have seen, I'll put on leave my glasses on. Hi, everybody. You can see it on the screen. Good for you. Knock, knock. Yippee. Thank goodness. I wanted to know if you have, now I'm seeing the numbers, I'm seeing people. You may have seen the video yesterday. It was a slideshow, and I have the slideshow here. Very quickly, I'll just run through it. Probably, let's see if I can, 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 maybe. So this is going to be sort of an experiment. Let me see if I can, there you go. I'm going to get rid of my, there you go, and just go through it. So these were the Visconti Gilded Tarot. We have the Universal Tarot, the Egyptian Tarot that I just showed you. I have so many tarot at home, but I chose some, you know, that were one different from the other. There's the Marseille, the Initiatory Tarot, which is my favorite deck. I remember saying that. The Black Cat's Tarot, a great, and I have all these tarot decks right in front of me. So to get the ball rolling, this is the Silver Witchcraft Tarot and the Sexual Magic Tarot. So to get the ball rolling, I wanted to see if there were any people out there who had questions. Hi, Norway. Is there anyone who, are there any readers? Do you read tarot out there among those among you that are in my feed now? Just ask any questions that you would like to ask. For example, we can try to take one of these decks. This was supposed to be done yesterday at the end of that video, but I had it unlisted. It was sort of unlisted private, so no one saw it while I was going online, and that was the problem. But I fixed that. So if you'd like, we can try a couple of things, but I would like you to ask the questions, because I just went through what people would generally do to start learning, and that would be to look at individual cards. I can start, let's see, let's see, there you go, Nicholas. Let's see if I can see you better. I see you that you're in dark. Let's see if I can put you with a dark color, bold. What about a color? I can't get the colors. Where's the colors? I can't read you there. I'm seeing you here. Can you expand on the Golden Dawn method and distinct differences to Rider-Waite? Okay. Well, the best way to do that, Nicholas, is to get both of those decks. So I'm going to I have here this well, I'm going to call the Universal. I will never call it Rider-Waite, so please forgive me. All right. So we've got this, this uh, let's say, uh, the way I can do this best, Nicholas, without, because the Golden Dawn, as I said in the video yesterday, there are many Golden Dawns tarot decks. I'll use the one that I have. I had another one that was black and white, and I just had to say I gave it away because for me it wasn't working. So let's say I'll have these two, and I'll open a spread. Let's ask a question. I don't know. Give me a question. Nicholas, give me a question. A simple question, nothing too serious. Try to ask me. Let's see, Rebecca. Rebecca, let's see if I can see you. I can't see if I put the hide. There you go. The writing. There you go. Let me see. Do I see the writing? The background. The background. Sometimes it's just overlay. Let's see if it just works that way. There you go. Okay, so did we see Rebecca? Well, she says, how were the universal names of the cards come? How were the universal names of the cards come about, like swords and wands? Well, I don't know the exact history. You think of a question, Nicholas, while I answer Rebecca's question. You know that there were cards, there were always 4 suits in the cards. Even if you take rummy cards, if you take Neapolitan cards, they do have 4 suits. They call them hearts for cups, and diamonds for coins, and swords were always, what are they? Spades, they call them, and clubs for the wands. And I don't know the history behind that. I don't. But they are sort of universal. I don't think there are any more suits than those 4. Let's say, let's ask a question, all right? Give me a question. Come on, you guys. Don't let me ask a question. Let's see. How about the money out for the coming week? Okay, so let's say your financial situation, Nicholas, for the coming week. All right, so I'm going to take first the Universal Tarot and spread it with Universal Tarot, then go with the other deck and look for the same cards, and then I'll show you the 2 of those, all right? And then we'll see what we think about that. Let me get Rebecca's off of here. Rebecca, you're beautiful, but we need to see the cards. All right, so Nicholas has asked, what can we see in the cards for the upcoming week in terms of an economic situation, a financial situation? How is the money situation going to be this coming week? All right, so I've mixed, okay? I like to mix like this. I'll show you, because I don't read reversals, as I mentioned in the deck. So I put them like this. Now, when I cut the cards, you cut them with your left hand. You pick up the left and put the right. This is just an age-old tradition. Hello, Karina. It's an age-old with the left hand. You always up with the left hand. All right, so we did that. I'm going to pick 3 cards just to make it simple for us. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. All right, so what do we have? Nicholas, sorry to say, we've got the 5. Now, this is the universal. Remember that. The 5 of coins. Where can I get that? Let's see. The 5 of coins. And then we have the Hanged Man. And then the Ace of Wands. So what I'm going to do is pull the same exact cards from this other deck. I'm going to look at them, look for them. Hopefully it won't take that long. We have just 3 cards. 5 of, and just to show you the picture of the cards. All right, here we go. And there's a big difference here. It's a good question, Nicholas. Then the Ace of Wands and the Hanged Man. I hope you will have patience just to listen, even while I go looking for these cards. Let's see, the Hanged Man, here he is, and the Ace of Wands. All right, now, we know from what has been taught to us and what has, all of the pictures that that we have seen from the Universal Tarot and the Rider-Waite. And we all know that there's usually for the Rider-Waite, and I hope you can see this, there's a picture of a lady and a man. One is on crutches, sometimes they are both on crutches, and the window has 5 coins. It shows 5 coins. It looks like as if it were a window of a church. Now, while I'm looking for the Ace of Wands, I'll show you the difference with this deck. Now, with this deck, you see, this is the 5 of coins. And what we see are either, if you could make them out, it looks as if they were fruit. They were bits of fruit on a tree or from leaves or from a plant. Can you see that? Now, if you see, that is quite a different message, isn't it? I mean, here we have a message of poverty. Here we have a message of growth. Now, we can debate, all right? We can debate whether this bit of fruit is rancid, hasn't become mature, is ruined. We can debate that. But why? You know, I could say that only if I knew, or if I grew up on these cards. Now, if I see something like this, right, it clearly is an agricultural situation. The man's face, I'm trying to see if I could get that face to you. There it is. Here it's a little better. He's not smiling. Of course, he's not extremely happy, okay? But it is a situation of harvest. There is a development that is being either went poorly or hasn't come to terms, or there is a promise for something more in future. Here, it's as if these 2 people were sent away from the church, sent away from a building, and they're in the snow, practically with bare feet, it looks like. Now, that is just the 5, all right? Now we have the Hanged Man. Now, I can say, remember yesterday I said in the video, when you compare decks, you have to, what you should really focus on are the differences, not the similarities. And here we have, and that was a difference with that 5 of coins. Here we've got these 2 hanged men. Hanged men will always be hanged men. They will be men, and they will be turned upside down. Now, there is a lot to be said whether, when you see the pictures, whether you see them in pain, whether you see them with a smile on their face, whether you see them with I can't hit my fingers, a halo around their head. This has a halo, and if you look here as well, there's not a halo, but there is a symbol of spirituality. There is a glow there. It's as if here is where the change, the perspective, the development comes about at the level of the mind. In any case, this card shows us more of a spiritual outlook, something that maybe be almost beyond our means. But any way you look at it, they're upside down. They are upside down. So that is fairly similar. Now I'm trying to look for this, the wand, the Ace of Wands, and then we'll talk about what the meaning is for you, Nicholas. That just doesn't look so good with that Rider-Waite. I hate to even say that word for that Universal Tarot. And if I find it good, or else I'll just have to leave it off to the side. I can't find it in that deck. I can't find it. So let's take it for, I would imagine that they're very similar. In the deck, the Initiatory Tarot of the Golden Dawn, it is a hand with a wand coming out. Similar, quite similar to this. So there's more of a similarity than a difference. To me, it looks like, Nicholas, if I were reading for you, I would say, look, there's a lot to be said. You're not, let's say, when you get this, the most important, you have 3 cards, right? And I understand this is not a systematic way of going through the teaching because we just dealt with different cards. And so in the spirit of showing differences of cards, but these are examples, and I think the examples always have to come. So I'm here and I get these 3 cards. What's the first thing that you do? You look at the most important card. They came out in this fashion. This first, this second, and this third. Now, of these 3 cards, the focus is on the middle card, but not only, it is a major arcana. As a major arcana, it holds extra weight. So I would say, look, Nick, you're thinking about your finances. Maybe that's not exactly what you should be concentrating on. Or maybe you should be concentrating on an economic value that it is not translated into coins and dollars. All right, something of that nature, because financially there will be no change. There may be even less than expected coming your way, but the week holds promise for you to change your situation if only you can see read between the lines. Read between the lines. Look for something that you're not seeing. Okay, and this is more or less what I would, how I would read it. Now let's try something else. Let me go and go back to all of you. Hello, Jersey. I grew up in Jersey. Yeah. Talk about love on the job, Karina. Love on the job. We need a good. We need a question. Do you see me? Let's say Margaret. All right, let's look at Margaret. Let me pull her. There she is. Margaret says, do you see me relocating with a new love? Those are actually 2, we could say 2 questions. You know, before I even open the cards, Margaret, I would say to myself, well, she may be relocating. Who knows? But she may not be relocating with another. So I'm seeing 2 parts of that question. So let me put these 2 back, and let's leave the Rider Waite, let's say the Universal Tarot on the side, okay? And then I'll put away the Golden Dawn on the side. And for a question like that, let's say, okay, I can do it many different ways. Let's do the tarot of the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. The Silver Witchcraft Tarot and the Black Cats. All right, let's try those Black Cats. And we'll do 3 cards. It's usually not good enough. 3 cards are really too few. This is my feeling. I would at least get 5. You know, if it were a yes, no, I would usually get 5. And then, all right, so let's say that, I love these little cards. These are so cute, these crazy little. All right, so I've got these cards. Now, I'm going to start with the Black Cats. All right, so here again, this is the way I'm going to. I don't think you could see that, but I don't want to move my camera because I'm afraid of it falling. So, and it's always a good practice to shuffle a lot as much. And if you have readings back to back, for example, if you just read for someone, if you've read for yourself, if you've read for anyone else but yourself, right? And they kept you for about a half hour. It was an intense session where a lot of things were said and there was a lot of concentration. Before you read for someone else, you really need, in some way, to clean the cards. And there's so many ways you can do that. What I like to do, I have sage in the house, but I don't like the house smelling of that sage so much. But I do have some form of incense that I can use if they really need cleaning. Or the best thing you can really do is keep shuffling them without any questions and playing with them. Just typically, playing with them. Now I'm shuffling them one more time, Margaret, and the question, just let me concentrate. You see me moving with a new love. So I'm going to do the last shuffling and then picking it up with my left, and here I am. So 3 cards. Do we see her moving somewhere with her love? We've got, look how cute this is. Where are you? We've got the Temperance card. Then we've got the 2 of Cups. How sweet it is. And then we have the 6 of Wands. Now, in anybody's language, whatever cards you have, that smells of success. It will take time because it's not going to happen very easily, not very quickly. This is a temporal card, and you will be together, and the success is there. Let's see if the Silver Witchcraft cards tell us a similar story. And it's very likely that they will, because the Temperance card, for example, the Major Arcana Temperance card, usually has the meaning of waiting, of flowing, of going slowly, of everything calming and coming in together harmoniously, and it takes time. But let's see, we have the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. 2 of Cups, 6 of Wands. The most difficulty here, the greatest difficulty is finding these little cards here. The 6 of, let's see. I hate to keep you waiting, but you're just going to have to wait. Let's see. And of course, let's see. All right, so look at this. I've got the Temperance there. Now the Temperance is, there is no water. In her hand here, there's a cup that she is turning over. And here, there's another cup that is upright, and there's a bird coming. All right, now this gives us a different story, because if you look at this, I mean, it's clear that the poor cat is there just waiting and flowing that water, waiting by the river and just waiting. And the Temperance is, that is the, let's say, the symbolism of the Temperance card. Here we've got, looks like a statue, a woman who could look like she were a statue. And there is one flower here growing out of concrete, a slab of cement or marble, it looks like. So that is the, it looks like it, but I want to show you the cards all together. The 6 of Wands, here we've got the 6 of Wands. Now look at this. The 6 of Wands shows you a couple with all people behind them. And there's a cat here as well. There's a cat in that person. So it is a message of nonetheless togetherness, but it's quite different. And then there's this 2 of Cups. Let me show you. And of course, I won't be able to find the 2 of Cups because that doesn't happen when you're on camera. Everything goes smoothly. So, but that's all right. It's all right. I think we've got our message already right there, right then and there. I can't find the 2 of Cups, but these alone do tell us quite a different story. Nevertheless, this talks of being together, all right? This talks of victory. And so it is a yes, yes. Let's say that we can be, it's comparable. But the Temperance card is quite different here. Is quite different to this Temperance card. Wait, what am I doing here? The cats. I'm getting these cats. The Temperance card is quite different. And this does give us a different meaning of the card Temperance card. It does say that many things have to happen before your question comes about. There are ups and downs. There's joys and there are joys and sadness here, but it is a long process. Nevertheless, the underlying message is that it will take time. Now, I think that we've got the message as to what kind of how these tarot cards would speak in a different way. Let's ask another question. Let's see. Hello there, Saki, or Sachi, I think. Thank you, Juliana. Let's see. Been learning how to have better patience. Oh my God, I think that patience is really, truly a virtue, and I think I will die in my grave. I'll be very patient when I'm going to go. But I don't think I'm going to be, I don't have the patience. I do. I should. I mean, there are many things I do to have patience. Let's take a look now. What else? A job. Let's see. Laurel asks, would I get any good news about a job this coming week? All right. So let's use these. Let's look up. Since it's about a job, I wouldn't use something like the Sexual Magic Tarot. Not at all. But I could use something like the Marseille. Now you're going to see when I open the Marseille how complicated it is. And let's take a look at the Angels Tarot as well. I just took these off my shelf. There was no reason for me, but I wanted them one different from the other. So that's why I took them. Not that I'm, none of these companies pay me to do this. So, okay. Now, I'm going to use the Marseille first and give you an idea of what they look like. All right, so the question is, let me, where is she? Where was she with that question? Hang on. Let me see. What was that question again? Okay, let's see. Laurel, there you are. All right, so she's got, the question is, would I get any news about a job upcoming this week? Okay, this week. Let me see. Keep that in mind. What about a job coming up this week? Will the news, so that's about communication, right? So the key word of the question, the most important thing when you're reading is to underline in your mind the key question. Because, and this is something I have to mention here, very important. We're all different, okay? We don't all speak in similar ways, and it's very hard for me sometimes to understand people with a different accent or from a different country or from, it's very difficult at times. But nonetheless, what you really have to focus on when people are asking you their questions are, first of all, the key words that they use. And why would they use a certain word instead of another, So that it tells you a lot of information about what they're asking. All right. So let's go with this question about good news. And so her focus is on news. And it's not only news, it's going to be good news. And so instead of, I'm going to use you as an example, Laurel, please just don't take it personally. She could have asked me, will I get the job that I applied to? All right. But that doesn't say the same thing because she's put a proviso. She's put a condition, a temporal condition. She wants to know if it's coming out this week. So that's important. Okay, so she just doesn't want to know she gets the job. She wants to know if she'll find good news, and that means she'll get the job about, this week. So it's a very astute question, very intelligent question. So there's quite a number of questions in there for me. So let's get the answer here. 3 cards. Well. All right. Let me show you the cards. And the first is, there you go. The first is the Magician. The Magician. All right. Then we have, and it's in French, the Queen of Cups. And then we have the High Priest. Now, on the face of it, I would have to say, look, Laurel, with that Magician, first position, I have to say yes, you will get information, good news, this week about the job. The other 2 cards, for example, the Queen of Cups, I might ask her, when were you born? And it could be her, or the person who interviewed her, or the person who's going to give her news about that, or could be a family member who will receive a written communication for her, and she's a water sign. And the high priest. Now, we have to also remember, and this is something that I'll cover in other lessons, that um, um, that every card, every major arcana, has a zodiac sign linked to it, and the high priest is the Hierophant is a Taurus card, so we can see it as a Taurus and a water sign. And so I could ask a number of questions, and from those questions we could get more information, and I would pull more cards. Now with the Angel Tarot, I'm still looking for the similar cards, and just to give, well, we have the High Priestess. Let's see. We've got Let me see. Let me see, said the blind man. I'm not. Okay. I'm not finding, but I will have them all turned upside down. The Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and this is the middle card. The Queen of Cups here, and the Queen of Cups here in the Angel deck. All right, now, in any case, they're both seated, they both have a cup, and in the Angel deck, there's this quality of good, bad. There's a judgmental quality between good and evil, and this tells us, for example, the person could be you, Laurel, or a person bearing the news is bringing good news. They are bearers of good news. Let's see what else is here. The Magician and the High Priest. The High Priest is this. Whoop, sorry about that. The High Priest is this. And of course, with the Angel deck, they all look so good, you know. They're all so angelical, they can't have a bad message. But there are, you know, there is the Tower, there's also the Devil, and they are cards that are damning, for example. Now, both of these cards have a positive message to it. But the most positive message comes in the form of that Magician. When the Magician comes out, it is as if you, Laurel, are attracting what you want. You see, you have the power to get what you want. And so never lose sight of what you want. This is my message to you for the week. You have to concentrate on that. I'm trying to look for this. There's 78 cards in these decks. Hang on. Patience is a virtue, and if I don't find it by the end of this, I'm calling it a day. Forget the tour. Here it is, the Magician. Look at this Magician. Here, the Magician, oh, well, there's always the presence of an angel, but here in all decks, what you will see in all decks is a Magician that holds tools, holds a wand or a sword, water, and there are the 4 elements around them. But it is a card that talks of attracting, having the ability to be able to manifest. That's what it is. And you're manifesting the positive outcome that you would want. All right, so let's get rid of Laurel here. Goodbye. And let's take one more question, and then we've got, it's 10:30 in the evening where I am. Going to take a drink of water here. Let's see if there's any other question, if there are any other questions. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go like that. Hold on. Let's go like that. All right. Just out of the blue. Okay, I'm just taking out of the blue. I don't know any of you. Juliana, I'm seeing someone. I'm not sure where this is going. Do you think there's a future between us? Or for us, right? Okay, so let's see. Can you give me a first name, Juliana? This is the way I work. I don't need their sign. I will maybe want their birth date later when I look at the cards, but I ask to concentrate. I will ask for a first name. Can you give me a first name, Juliana, before I go on? Just write in the box there, in the chat box. Let's see if I can use 2 other cards. Let's see. I'll use this Egyptian, all right? Just Egyptian. It's not a very popular deck. Juliana, where are you? Write to me. Has she left? Okay, Erdem. Okay, Erdem. Thank you. Now we've got the Egyptian tarot. Okay, I don't need okay, Egyptian tarot. I'll use the Egyptian tarot and the Eteia, that strange deck, that's a very antique, age-old deck. They're both odd decks, but they're decks that, well, they're very interesting decks. They're both odd. So let's go with the, they're not comparable. So I can't compare these 2 decks. I'll pull 3 cards and 3 cards. First, the Egyptian. Do we see it going anywhere? 1, 2, and 3. Then with the Eteia deck, which was, you remember, with the numbers, let's see if the 3 cards that come up here, I'm not going to mix them that well. And also another thing very important in the mixing process, if a card falls out, just falls out, don't put it back in. It came out for a reason. You put it out on the side. If, of course, a whole bunch fall, that means you're being careless. Then just put them back. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pull these cards together, give it another go, and then pull 3 cards for Juliana. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now what do we have? With the Egyptian cards, we've got here the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups. And so, you know, we could say, okay, it looks like a knight, it's on a horse, the person is on a horse, and they have cups. There is a cup there. All right, so for all intents and purposes, we know it's the Knight of Cups. But does it say anything to us? Does it say anything to us? It says something that it's moving and it's bringing something, okay? Then, here I have the Empress. The Empress, which is a major arcana. Now we've got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Now there are 2 people here. All right, then I will say to you, Juliana, what is his birth date? And you have here the 1st, the 13th, the January 13th. January 13th is Aquarius? Yes, it's an Aquarius. Yeah, I think, right? And you are you a fire sign, Juliana? And do I see with only these 3 cards, I would say, well, he is investing. There are too few cards for me here to give her a good answer, but let's stay. We're playing, all right? We're playing. This person, the male, who may be younger than you, Juliana, is invested in this. There is a very creative process here, and this is the Empress. And of course we have this Queen of Wands. It's a very passionate relationship, and you are both invested. You may be both disoriented because he's wondering about you and you're wondering about him. You're on the same page, but you're not communicating very clearly to each other. Now, what do I have with the Eteia cards? With the Eteia cards, I've got this number 3. I think if you've seen the video yesterday, number 3, and there is a key word both on the top and the bottom. And on the top, it has the number, the keyword purpose, and on the bottom, it has the keyword attempt. All right, purpose and attempt. It depends on how it comes out. All right, so let's say purpose for the purposes of this reading. Purpose. There's purpose there. So as I said, there was intention. He has intention. Then we've got here the number 20. Number 20. And the key word is dignity. Dignity. On the other side, there's fortune, but I'm seeing it as dignity. And number 25. And the key word here is good news. Good news at the top. If I turn it around, it would be bad news. So this is the only deck I would really use reversals with. I mentioned it in the video yesterday. Here it looks like to me that you are both invested in, and it does look like you have a future. Of course, I would say to you, well, Juliana, how future is your future? Till death do us part? Is that what you mean? Or do you just want to, a couple of years will do, 3 or 4 years will do, we have a future. If you have a present, if you feel there's a present, I would say it looks like he's invested too. I can't guarantee it will be for life, but there is a good foundation here. All right, so of course, it's difficult for me to tell you everything, but what I'm going to leave you with tonight, and the next time I do this will probably be in about 3 weeks. I'll have another theme, tarot for beginners and the theme. And I'll have a presentation just like I had yesterday, maybe not as long, and then I'll leave the questions. And so it will probably be 40 minutes total, 45 minutes. But I did want to show you something that has to do